Do you feel a wave of dread before a journey, even when it is a route you have driven many times before? Have you ever sat in the driver's seat and noticed your heart racing before the engine is even turned on? Are you starting to avoid motorways, bridges, tunnels, busy roundabouts, or unfamiliar roads because driving no longer feels calm or simple? Welcome back to our channel where we talk about all things related to anxiety and our mental well-being. In this video, we will be talking about driving anxiety. We will explore why it happens, why it can feel so physical, why it is not a sign that you're a bad driver, and how we can begin to calm your nervous system so driving can start to feel safe again. If you're new here, my name is Jennifer Roblin. I'm the founder of Better Your Life. I'm an anxiety specialist and therapist, and I help children, teenagers, adults, schools and workplaces understand anxiety, calm their nervous system and feel more in control again. I've helped thousands of people with anxiety, and I want you to know that driving anxiety is far more common than many people realise. It can feel lonely because many people hide this. They might make excuses, change plans, take the longer route, avoid certain roads, or quietly organise their life around the journeys they feel able to manage. From the outside, other people may have no idea how much effort, planning and emotional energy is going into something that once felt so ordinary to them. So let's start by understanding what driving anxiety actually is. Driving anxiety is our nervous system reading the car, the road or the journey ahead as a threat, even when nothing dangerous is happening in that moment. The racing heart, tight chest, sweaty palms, breathlessness, tension, nausea, dizziness, shaking, and the urge to pull over are not weaknesses. They are not a sign that something is wrong with you. They are a sign that your protection system has switched on in a place where it does not need to be working so hard. Before we go deeper, if this video is already helping you feel less alone, please like this video, subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications. It really does help us reach more people who are struggling quietly with anxiety, and it means you will be the first to know when we share new videos and free resources to support your mental well-being. Now, with driving anxiety, one of the hardest parts is that our logical mind often knows we are safe. We may know we passed our test years ago. We may know we are a careful driver. We may know the route, the speed limit and where the exits are. But anxiety is not only a thinking problem, it is a nervous system pattern as well as an unconscious mind pattern. This means the body can react before our conscious mind has a chance to reason with it. That is why you may feel anxious before you even set off. You may feel it the night before a journey. You may notice your shoulders creeping up while you're planning the route. You may find yourself mentally rehearsing the slip roads, the junctions, the bridges, the overtaking lanes, the traffic lights, the roundabouts, and possible delays. By the time you sit in the car, your body may already be acting as if the journey has begun. This is not because you are dramatic, it is because your nervous system learns through association. If driving has ever been linked with fear, panic, loss of control, a near miss, an accident, a frightening passenger experience, or a wider period of stress and overwhelm, your body can store that association. Then later on, the car becomes the trigger that switches on an old protection pattern. Now, sometimes there is a clear event. You may have had an accident, witnessed an accident, felt trapped in traffic, had a panic attack on a motorway, or experienced a terrifying moment where another driver did something unpredictable. Your mind may move on, but your nervous system can remember. It files that moment away as important information and tries to protect us from it happening again. At other times, there is no obvious event. This can feel even more confusing because people often say, why has this suddenly started when I've been driving for years? But anxiety often builds quietly in the background. Work stress, grief, relationship changes, poor sleep, caring responsibilities, hormonal changes, burnout, people pleasing, perfectionism, and years of feeling responsible for everything can all leave your nervous system running out. Then driving becomes a place where that stored tension finally starts showing up. Now, for some people, driving anxiety is really about control. In a car, we cannot fully control what other drivers do. We cannot control the weather, the traffic, the delays, the roadworks, the lorry beside us, or the person driving too close behind us. For a nervous system that has learned to feel safe only when everything is predictable, that uncertainty can feel intolerable. This is why the advice to just push on through can feel so frustrating. It misses the deeper point. Yes, of course, avoidance can keep anxiety going, but forcing yourself too hard, too soon, can also overwhelm your nervous system and make driving feel even more threatening. What we need is a steady, compassionate approach that helps your body learn safety again. Let's imagine for a moment what this can look like. You have a journey tomorrow. It might only be the school run, a supermarket trip, a drive to work, or a visit to family. Nothing unusual. But by the evening, you're already thinking about it. You check the route. You wonder whether there will be traffic. You think about the roundabout you dislike or the hill that you once stalled on. You wonder whether you should leave earlier, take the back roads, or ask someone else to drive for you. That night, you sleep lightly. Your mind keeps returning to the journey. In the morning, your stomach feels unsettled. You sit in the car and your hands feel tense on the wheel. You check the mirrors more than you need to. A lorry comes alongside you and your chest tightens. You look for the next exit. You tell yourself to calm down, but that can make you feel worse because now you're anxious about being anxious. By the time you arrive at your destination, you may have driven perfectly safely, but your body feels exhausted. This is one of the things many people do not appreciate about driving anxiety. The outside can look completely normal, while the inside feels overwhelming. That is why we need to stop judging the symptom and start understanding the nervous system underneath it. When anxiety is active, the amygdala, which is part of our brain involved in detecting threat, can switch on the fight, flight and freeze response. Adrenaline rushes, our heart beats faster, breathing becomes shallower, our muscles tense, our vision may narrow, our digestive system may feel unsettled. We may feel hot, shaky or detached. None of this is random. Our body is preparing us for danger, even when the danger is not actually there. So the work is not to tell our body off. The work is to teach our nervous system in a different way that the car, the road, the traffic jam and the journey are all safe. That is where we begin to create change. The first thing that can help is slowing the exhale before you turn the key. Our breath is one of the quickest ways to send a safety message to our nervous system. Try breathing in gently for 4 and breathing out slowly for 6. Do this 3 or 4 times before you start the engine. You can also do it at traffic lights, as you're approaching roundabouts, and before joining a busy road. This is not about perfect breathing. It's about giving your body a different signal. A long, steady exhale tells our nervous system that there is no immediate emergency. It helps move us away from survival mode and back towards a calmer state. The second strategy is to soften your grip, your jaw, your shoulders. When we are anxious, we often grip the wheel tightly, clench our jaw and lift our shoulders without realising. Our body and brain are always communicating with each other. A clenched body tells the brain that there is danger. A softer body tells the brain we are safer than we feel. So as you drive, keep gently checking in. Can you loosen your fingers around the wheel while still holding it safely? Can you let your jaw soften? Can your tongue relax away from the roof of your mouth? Can your shoulders drop by even 1 millimetre? These tiny adjustments matter because they interrupt the physical pattern of fear. The third strategy is orienting to the present moment. Anxiety pulls us into the future. It says, what if I panic? What if I cannot get off the motorway? What if I faint? What if I lose control? What if I miss the exit? What if someone notices? Orienting brings our mind and body back to where we actually are in the present moment. You can do this by calmly naming 3 things you can see, 2 things you can hear, and 1 thing that you can feel. For example, I can see the traffic lights, the car in front of me, and the tree on the left. I can hear the engine and the indicator. I can feel the seat supporting my back or my hands on the steering wheel. This is not a distraction trick, it's a way of helping the threat detection part of the brain realise that right now, in this present moment, you are safe. The fourth strategy is to get the anxious thoughts out of your head and onto paper when you're obviously not driving. Driving anxiety often feeds on repetitive thoughts. What if I panic? What if I cause an accident? What if I cannot get home? What if I get trapped? What if I embarrass myself? When these thoughts stay inside our head, they can feel powerful and true. When we write them down, we can begin to see the pattern. This is where our anxious thoughts diary can be really helpful. It gives you a simple structure to notice the thoughts that show up before, during, and after a journey. It helps you slow the loop down, separate the thought from the fear response, and begin to understand what your mind is trying to protect you from. You can find the link over in the description. The fifth strategy is to build a ladder, not a leap. This is really important. If even sitting in the car feels uncomfortable, forcing yourself straight onto the motorway may just be too much. Instead, we want to build confidence step by step so that our nervous system can learn through repeated experiences of safety. Your first step might be sitting in the parked car for 10 minutes with the engine off, then sitting with the engine on, then driving to the end of the road, then around the block, then a familiar 5-minute route, then a slightly busier road, perhaps a short dual carriageway, then one junction on the motorway with support if needed. This is where an exposure ladder can help because it turns the fear into a sequence rather than a huge mountain. Our free Exposure Ladder Workbook is especially useful for driving anxiety because it helps you map out the roads, the routes and situations you have been avoiding and then break them into manageable steps. It's not about forcing yourself, it's about gently retraining your nervous system so it learns through experience that we can cope and that the road is not the threat it has been predicting. The sixth strategy is to notice safety behaviours. Safety behaviours are the things that we do to feel safer in the moment, but they can accidentally keep the anxiety going. For example, you might only drive if one particular person is in the car with you. You might avoid every motorway, check the sat-nav over and over again, or only drive at certain times of the day. Maybe you always take a much longer route to avoid a junction. Now these behaviours make sense. They're not silly. They are your nervous system trying to help you feel safe. But over time they can send the message that you are only safe because of the safety behaviour. When you feel ready, the work is to drop one small safety behaviour at a time, not all of them at once. This gives your nervous system the chance to learn that you were safe because you were safe, not because the anxiety rule protected you. The seventh strategy is to speak to yourself in a way that calms your body rather than scares it. Many people become very harsh with themselves when driving anxiety shows up. They say things like, "This is ridiculous, what is wrong with me? I should be over this by now. Everyone else can do it." That tone keeps the nervous system on high alert. Try a different inner script. You might say, "I'm safe right now. This is anxiety, not danger. My body is trying to protect me. I can slow down. I can take this one section at a time. I have driven safely before. I do not need to rush my nervous system." The words matter, but the tone matters even more. We want the voice inside your head to sound like someone sitting beside you, someone steady, not someone criticising you from the back seat. I find it helpful to think of someone that I really love here. So I have a pet name for my daughter, and when I use that name in a sentence inside my own head, my tone of voice is automatically far more gentle. It did feel a bit weird at first, using her pet name for myself too, and it was also so much more comforting to be kinder to myself. So I worked through the weirdness, and now it feels really natural. It's almost like I'm talking to a younger version of myself. The eighth strategy is to discharge the tension after a drive. Anxiety creates physical energy in the body. Even if the journey went well, our body may still be carrying adrenaline, muscle tension, and stress chemicals. So after a difficult drive, take a few minutes to help that energy move through your body. You might go for a short walk, stretch your shoulders, shake out your hands, take a warm shower, or do a few minutes of slow breathing. This helps your nervous system complete the stress and anxiety cycle instead of carrying the tension into the next part of your day. Over time, that can make future drives feel less loaded before they've even begun. Now, if you're listening to this and thinking, I have tried breathing, I have tried positive thinking, I have tried pushing through, and I'm still anxious, that does not mean you failed. It may mean the deeper pattern has not yet been reached. The at-home strategies I've given you here, they can help settle the trigger that sits on top. They can reduce the intensity. They can give you tools. They can help you feel more supported between sessions. But when driving anxiety has been with you for a long time, or when it is linked to panic, trauma, control, stress, or old unconscious protection patterns, deeper therapy work is often needed to change the response at the root. So this is the work we do at Better Your Life. We help you understand what your nervous system is protecting you from, how the unconscious mind has linked driving with danger, and how to teach your body that you are safe again. We're not just trying to help you cope with the symptoms, we want to help you feel freer in your life. Now, driving anxiety can shrink life if it's left unaddressed. What starts as avoiding one motorway can become avoiding dual carriageways, then busy towns, then unfamiliar routes, then driving alone, then driving at night. The nervous system learns that avoidance creates relief, so it keeps asking for more avoidance. That is why it's so important to work with it early and kindly. Now, this is exactly what happened to a client of mine. She got caught in a snow flurry on her way home from picking up her young child. She panicked and tried to get off the road as soon as possible. She then avoided that road for years. She contacted me when she realised that she was avoiding driving altogether, and this was limiting her life and the experiences that she could share with her son. So if you are finding this video helpful, please do like, subscribe and share it with someone who may be struggling. And if you're not sure where to start, I would suggest downloading the Circle of Control and Influence workbook over in the description. It can help when anxiety makes everything feel too big, too unpredictable or too hard to manage. It brings your focus back to what you can influence, which can be especially useful when driving feels overwhelming because so much of the road is outside of your control. You will also find the Exposure Ladder Workbook and Anxious Thoughts Diary over in the description. The Exposure Ladder helps you build a steady route back to avoided journeys. The Anxious Thought Diary helps you understand the thinking loops that are showing up around driving. So one question I do often get asked that I just want to cover here, does driving anxiety mean you should not be driving? In most cases, the answer is no. Many people with driving anxiety are careful, alert and considerate drivers. The issue is not that they are unsafe, the issue is that they are suffering. If you ever feel panic rising while driving, the safest thing to do is pull over when it's safe, obviously, to do so. Let the wave pass and continue only when you feel able. And if panic at the wheel is happening regularly, that is a clear sign that you deserve proper support. You do not have to organise your life around fear of the road. You do not have to keep missing opportunities, cancelling plans, or relying on other people to drive you everywhere. Your nervous system can learn. Your unconscious mind can update old patterns. Familiar does not mean it's permanent. So if you are struggling with driving anxiety and would like guidance, we are here to support you. Like I say, my name is Jennifer Roblin. I'm the founder of Better Your Life and I work with clients in person from Essex in the UK and online worldwide. Click the link over in the bio, over in the description or in the comments below to book a consultation call. And we can talk about what has been happening for you and how we may be able to help you. Left unresolved, driving anxiety can begin to affect work, relationships, family life and freedom. But with the right support, we can understand the underlying cause, calm the nervous system response, and help you begin to take back control of your life again. You do not need to wait until things feel unbearable before asking for help. Let me just ask you, have you noticed your anxiety is worse on certain roads at certain times of the day, or when you feel trapped with no easy way to leave, say in a traffic jam? I'd love for you to share your experience in the comments if you feel comfortable. Your story could help somebody else feel less alone. And if this video has helped, please like, subscribe, turn on notifications and share it with someone who may need it. You don't need to struggle alone. Now is the right time to take back control of your life and free yourself from those anxious thoughts. Take care, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.